Hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Name and I'm coming to you today from Cambodia on my year-long sabbatical. And today I actually want to share with you all the places I've been on my sabbatical. I have been on a sabbatical for just over 7.5 months now, and I have been traveling for 5 months of it. Just over 5 months of it. And so in that time, these are the places that I have been. I plan to dive into each place and talk about my highlights, what I learned from them, what you can expect from them. Because what I'm really doing on this sabbatical is I'm doing slow travel. My intention with this sabbatical was not to travel like I had in the past. In the past, I will travel somewhere between a week and 2.5 weeks, that space of time, and I would move around from place to place quite faster because I had less time. Now, because I have months and months to travel, I've decided to do slow travel and actually live in these spaces longer, not hop from place to place, and yeah, immerse myself, learn a bit about the culture, the food, the people, the place, the history, what makes the place. And so that's what I've been doing, and I've been loving it. I found my rhythm. And okay, let me let you know all the places that I have been on this sabbatical, why I chose to go to them versus anywhere in the world that I could have gone to, because I want to, the plan was to see the world, to travel the world for just about a year of my sabbatical. So here's where I've been. I started my sabbatical in North America. I started it in Mexico, close to home. I envisioned that I wanted to see the Chichen Itza. I hadn't seen it before. I had been to Mexico before, to be clear. But the time I went before, I didn't swim in the cenotes. Cenotes are these, for those that may not know, are these, what are they? They're water that are built, they're not really built, but they're naturally occurring water in caves. Very beautiful, clear, crystal clear blue water. In caves, some of them are like covered underground, some of them are open air, but they're so beautiful. And the first time I went to Mexico, and I actually went to, I think there are also cenotes in the Dominican Republic. Yeah, there are. When I went on both those trips, I still was dealing with my trauma related to swimming that I had years before, and so I didn't swim in them. And so I always had it on my mind and my heart to go back and swim in cenotes, swim in as many cenotes as I could. And so that's the first thing that I wanted to do on my sabbatical. I wanted to see the Chichen Itza, though it's a wonder of the world, and I also wanted to swim in a cenote, well, not in as many cenotes as possible. So I headed to Mexico. I headed to Merida, and I researched, and it came up as one of the safest cities in Mexico. Actually, one of the safest cities in North America also. And so I headed to Merida, and I had the time of my life. That's all I'm going to say for now, because I'm going to revisit. So Merida, and it's close enough to all the to the cenotes, the Chichen Itza, and also I went to Merida, and then I also went to Mexico City. Keep in mind, this was not my first time in Mexico. I had visited other areas, but I'm just talking in this video about the places that I have visited so far on my sabbatical and why. Okay, so the next place that I went to, the next country I went to was it was a new continent and a new country. I went to South America, and I went to Peru. I went to Peru because Peru was not on my radar, to be honest. I was thinking of going somewhere else in South America, but my brother was going, and and he kind of invited me, which was pretty cool. And I was like, you know what, I'll look into it. I wasn't ready for, I like adventure, but outdoor, too much, sometimes it gets too much. So I was thinking Peru might be too much, but I wanted to see the Machu Picchu, and somehow I was like, seeing 2 wonders of the world in August will be something. And so I decided that I was gonna go from from Chichen Itza to Machu Picchu in Peru. And in Peru I went all around, well, not all around the country, but I went to a lot of the country. I went to Lima, of course, the Sacred Valley. I stayed for Valle de Sagrado. I stayed for about 5 nights in the Sacred Valley, just replenishing and restoring my heart and my body. And then I went to Machu Picchu and Aguascalientes. Then I went to Paracas. I went to Ica. I went to Huacachina. I went to I feel like I'm forgetting a place, but I went all around Peru. It was beautiful. I will talk more about Peru. I think I'm just letting you know where and why, but I will talk a whole lot more. Okay, and then the next place I went to was France. I went to live in France really for 2 months in order to improve my French. I wanted to just be where I could hear French every day, read French everywhere. Like, I just wanted to immerse. I wanted a French immersion, so I went to live there. And so that was my reason. It was my next destination because I didn't want to spend winter in France, so I wanted to go there in the fall, and then immediately the winter hits, I wanted to pack my bags and leave. So that was why I went at the time I went. And in France, I stayed in the Alsace region. I stayed in 2 regions, so I spent 1 month in the Alsace region and 1 month in the Occitanie region, the Catalan Occitanie region. And so I don't know if it's Pyrénées Occitane. Either way, 2 regions. While I was there, I went here, there, and everywhere. I went to Colmar, Mulhouse, Enguesheim, Belfort, Strasbourg, and then in the other region, Perpignan, Couloir, Coulier, I think it's pronounced, Leucate, Montpellier, Toulouse. I was everywhere, like exploring, checking places out, and so that's why I went to France. While I was there, I also went to different countries in Europe. I went to Germany, I went to Spain, I went to Switzerland. Germany, I went to Freiburg. And in Spain, I went to Barcelona. I had been to Spain 2 other times before, but I hadn't been to Barcelona, so I went to Barcelona on this trip. And then, in Switzerland, I had been to Switzerland 2 other times, but this time I went to Basel. I hadn't been to Basel. So, that was my Europe time. Winter started to come, and so I packed my bags, and it was time to go. And so my next stop was Southeast Asia. That was my beginning of Southeast Asia. I went to Vietnam. And Vietnam, because I didn't really know where to start, and I just picked, I looked for a flight, and I was like, Vietnam sounds good. And I just threw myself in. And great choice for a first Southeast Asia country for me. I've traveled Vietnam north to south. So I started in Hanoi, and then I moved to Da Nang, Hoi An area, and then I moved further south to Ho Chi Minh City, and then I moved to an island called Phu Quoc Island. And so we'll talk more about Vietnam. Well, Vietnam was next. And then after Vietnam, I went to Thailand. Thailand because I I mean, I've always wanted to go to Thailand, and I hopped to Thailand next. No rhyme or rhythm. I would just look for the flight that worked with my heart, my feeling, my budget, my everything, and I will go. Thailand, I stayed in Bangkok, and then I went to an island called Koh Chang for just over a week and a half, and then back to Bangkok. So that was my time in Bangkok. I was in Bangkok. Oh, I haven't been giving you guys lengths of time, but I was in Bangkok for 3 weeks total. We'll talk more about time. Okay, next place was Indonesia, and in Indonesia I went to Bali.